Hi everyone, and welcome to the first week of the winter edition of the Scrap Hoarders collaboration series, where 7 of us will be showing you a variety of ways to use your scraps. This week we are making embellishments, and in the following 2 weeks we will be making tags and cards. You can always use hashtag Scrap Hoarders to find all of our videos in this series. However, you can find the link to the next person in the lineup at the top of my description box, as well as all the details on the giveaway that is open internationally. So before we get started, I know a lot of my viewers don't own a Cricut, so let's just throw that out. And I know a lot of you don't have a Cuttlebug or a Big Shot, so let's throw that out too. And now with that out of the way, I'm going to show you how to make these cute gift embellishments that are perfect for any time of year, especially Christmas, and are not only great for cards, but also home decor projects like this picture frame that I made. So let's get started. So to start with, you're going to have to get something like cardboard or chipboard, whatever you want to use. I am just upcycling some cardboard from a food box. And then you decide what size you want. You don't even have to measure, because I usually don't. So I've got me a piece of cardboard already cut out here, and I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock. Now, this is cardstock from Michael's. This is paper. Just depends on what you want to use. Cardstock or paper both will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cardboard on the cardstock, and I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch around on all sides, and I'm just going to eyeball this and cut it right across, just like that. And then I'm just going to cut across the corners, and actually probably should get a little bit closer to the corners than I did. But this is really similar to, putting a cover on an album or a journal. Okay, so we've done that. Now what? Well, the next thing to do is fold your sides up, just like this. See how easy this is? I think you've already got the idea, and we've just got started. So I've got those all folded in, and sometimes with cardstock, and I'm going to pull that piece of cardboard out, sometimes with cardstock it is easier if you use a bone folder, just to get those edges a little bit straighter. Well, not straighter, but you know what I mean, a little bit crisper. Okay, so let me get my piece of cardboard back here, and then you can use glue, double-sided tape, a tape runner. I've used Beacon before, and I've used double-sided tape, and my favorite actually is Beacon, but because I don't want to have to wait for that to dry, I'm going to use a tape runner, and I'm going to take my piece of cardboard and just run this along the edges, just like that. You can, put a little extra on if you feel you didn't get enough. And we're going to take it and stick it right back in that opening, get it lined up, and just fold our edges back in, just like that. And we have now created a box. And now all we have to do is put a ribbon on it, or a bow, or whatever you want to do. And let me pull these in really quick. On this one, I actually used ribbon and a bow. On this one, I cut a piece of paper, and I used a die that I have to make that bow. And on this one, I cut a piece of metallic cardstock, and I just made my own bow really quick and easy. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me set these aside for right now. And before I move on to show you how to make the bow, we're going to make one more. So again, I'm just going to hold it on there, and I'll turn it over so you can see it better. It's not showing up really good, white on white. And there we go. I'm just going to cut right around, just like that. This is like the easiest thing you've ever seen. So again, we're going to turn it over, and we're going to cut across those corners without cutting the corners of our box, obviously. And it is just this simple. And again, I'm going to get the little tape runner out and put some on there. There we go. And you know, on this one I forgot to fold up the edges first, and I'm going to make a mess. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it in there, and just going to grab those edges and fold them in. So if you make a mistake like me, it still works. You know, you can fold those edges in ahead of time, or you can just fold them in afterwards. With paper, it actually doesn't matter because paper folds really easy. With a cardstock, it is actually best to do that first. Okay, so now I'm going to add a bow to this one and some ribbon. So I'm just going to take a piece of double-sided tape and put it right there in the middle. Tear that off, wrap it around like so, and peel off the protective layer. I'm going to grab me some ribbon and lay it right across there. And I can tell right now I didn't get it exactly straight, but this is just a really quick demonstration, wrapping that around the back to get it out of the way. And then I have a bow already made, so I'm going to use my Beacon 3-in-1 and I'm going to put that on the back and put that right there. And look at that. Isn't that just adorable? Wouldn't that look great on a card or a tag or a home decor project like a picture frame or something? All right, so now I'm going to show you how to make a bow out of paper. So let me grab something here. Oh, here it is. This is what I wanted to use. Okay, so I am going to cut a piece of paper here. And let's see, I'm going to need a piece to go on there. I think that's a little too fat. Cut that down. Okay, that's going to work on there. So that part was easy, right? You just cut a piece the size you want, as skinny as you want, and enough to wrap around the back because it just gives it a nice finished look on the edges if it wraps around. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute, and now I'm going to cut another piece. And I'm not sure how big I want it. Notice I'm not measuring because there is no measuring in anything that I'm teaching you today or showing you. Okay, so I've cut just a piece here that I'm going to guess is going to be the right size to go across the top of my box. Watch this. I'm going to fold it in half. Just fold it in half. No matter what size you have, all you have to do is fold it in half. And if you don't get it exactly straight like I didn't right there, just cut across. Okay, so now this end is the fold. This is the open end, okay? So with the opened end facing you, you are going to cut in from the corner and toward the center of that piece of paper. And you're going to turn it over, and you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And you can always make changes. You can always go back and make this skinnier, make it shorter, but there's a bow. And it's a nice simple bow. It can go on there. And maybe you want to put 2 layers because actually, where did it go? I just moved everything. There it is. This one, see if you can see it. I actually have 2 layers on that bow. And I think that came out really cute. So, you know, you can always cut another one a little bit smaller. But for right now, I'm just going to take this and my tape runner, run it along there, And we are going to wrap this around the present. Okay, so that's our ribbon. And here is our bow that we're going to put at the top. So I'll put a little bit of glue on the back of that. And we're going to pop that right up there at the top. I probably did not get it centered good. We'll just pretend that I did. Okay, so there's a little bow right up there on the top. And so I've just showed you how to make your own bow. I've showed you how to wrap your own presents. And all of this was done with scraps. Even this foil, I have to show you. It was done with scraps. This is actually what's left over from the scrap that I used to make that. So there you go. It is just quick and easy and fun and a great way to use your scraps. I hope you like my gift box embellishment idea. There are so many ways to make them and so many ways to use them, and it is one of my favorite ways of using scraps. And talking about using scraps, don't forget there is a link at the top of the description box to the next person in this hop, and we really appreciate you hopping along with us, Scrap Hoarders. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.